I don't know if it's on you.
It's going. See the blinking red light, Jesus.
I don't know if he's center frame or what. Go ahead.
All right, thank you.
1, 2, 3, go.
All right.
This time for real. Okay.
What's going on, guys? It's Isaac. So first things first, guys. I know y'all want to see if it'll do a burnout. Think it'll do a burnout, Jason? You know
It's got to.
You know it. So I'm going to do a burnout right before removing the radiator, doing the valve cover gaskets, and I'm going to do exhaust too. So let's see what it'll do.
It's 2019. Everything does a burnout.
Yeah, but this is 1975. And
but it's got an LS in it, right?
Does it sound like it?
No, that's not an LS.
Gotta put my seatbelt on, you know. And you notice I got the cheater slicks on.
Yeah, they're cheating.
Watch the top coming by. It'll do a burnout. Smokes out the exhaust. Thanks, buddy. Alright guys, I got the car up on the lift. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drain the cooling system on this thing. So, I'm going to remove the radiator cap. You know that coolant is orange. They have the long life GM coolant in it. Now I just found out tonight that these hoses are going to need to be replaced because I am not going to trust those hoses on the power tour. Plus this hose right here has a big crack in it, so I'm going to be replacing these heater hose. I'll be replacing these heater hoses too. I have this strange desire to run to the bathroom. Rusty. I'll be running this on the power tour because I don't have enough time to get the 4-barrel on it. I would love a 4-barrel on it though. Might help in fuel mileage, etc., etc. It's gonna make a mess. No. Got the fan shroud loose. Now I'm undoing the the transmission lines. Of course, that's going to be the one. The line wants to twist. Yes! Oh man, I got worried there for a second. Bam, radiator's out. And it looks good too. It really does. Why am I changing it? Sup guys, it's the next day. I started today with a little bit of a rust repair. I cleaned up the rust underneath the radiator and threw some paint on it. Hopefully that'll hold that rust back some. I got a little bit of pitting, or a little bit of perforation there, but it'll be fine. So while the radiator's out, I'm going to be removing the smog pump because I do not want that smog pump seizing up on the road trip. It's very possible. So as much as I hate to, I'm going to remove the smog pump and all the piping to go along with it. I really wanted to keep it on there originally to make this a original car. But I'm getting rid of that stuff because I know it's going to be a problem in the future. So let's snatch this stuff off. There it is. Pretty painless. Easy to take out, probably easy to put back in. So it might go back in the car after the trip. Because I'm leaving these one-way valves in place. They shouldn't leak. If they're working properly, they shouldn't leak when I run the car. So this bracket, okay, we got 2 bolts right there holding this bracket in place. I remove that and the fuel pump is going to be easier to install. So I just installed that fuel pump maybe a month ago and it's been hammering ever since. Looked up the part number on it and it was ordered for a 75 Nova with a 350 in it. I don't know if there's a difference between it and a 292 fuel pump, but the parts store says it's a different part number. So I'm going to take that one off and install the correct fuel pump for it, and hopefully the hammering will go away. Alright, there is a rod down in there that I do not want to move. So I'm going to jam a screwdriver in there as I pull the pump. Yay, it worked. Now I don't know what's wrong with this fuel pump, but I do know that this rod's doing a lot of moving. Let's see if I can install this pump without losing that rod. Oh, this is going to be tough. Yes. Got it. Ta-da! That's installed. Guess what else is installed? Low radiator hose. Let's do the power steering belt. Then put a belt on the water pump and alternator, and then I can put in the new radiator. Then valve covers. So much to do, so little time. So since I eliminated the smog pump on this car, I had to go with a different size belt because the smog pump is driven by the same belt as the alternator. So it's a little bit longer with the smog pump. So I just guessed, I told the auto parts store, the guy at the auto parts store, that I needed the belt about an inch shorter than factory. It probably should have been more like an inch and a half to 2 inches shorter. Since I got back to the shop, I was like, oh man. So I'm gonna just give it a try anyways, and see how it turns out. Fingers crossed, guys. Yeah, it's gonna be a little loose. But it's something I can work with. So I think I can live with this. I'll just make sure the next time I get a little bit shorter belt. But this is good.